It is wildly shocking how many listing agents don't call me, the lender, when accepting an offer or a contract for a home that they have listed. I mean, it is absolutely mind blowing. We do hundreds of loans a year, and I can count on one hand, and it's even less than five, of the number of agents that actually call me to confirm that the pre approval letter, one, is accurate, that it's good, the buyer is good, find out more about me. Look, I've been doing this a long time in Dallas, Fort Worth, so I understand that there's some of this. I know a lot of the agents around town and they know me, but the reality is they don't do it. They don't do their job. So I hope you, if you're a real estate professional watching this, I hope you do a great job because I promise you, if you do this work up front, that ounce of prevention will be worth a pound of cure. So, in other words, if you do your homework up front, it'll help you and your sellers make better decisions on which offers to take. So, if there's multiple offers and you have two lenders to pick from, or an offer that doesn't seem real solid, absolutely vet the lender. So, these are the questions you need to ask about a lender, not the buyer. That's going to be a separate video we'll do. This one's the questions you need to ask about the lender and what they do and how they do it to make sure that you're accepting the right contract or the right offer with somebody who actually knows what they're doing and can close the deal. So in no particular order, it's going to try to do a rough order because I'm shooting a lot of this from the hip here. But keep in mind, it's not necessarily what the answers are, it's how they answer the questions. So it's the things they say, and more importantly, the things they don't say. So keep good listening ears when you go through this process. Like make sure you kind of listen, and if they choose one word versus another, are they trying to hide something, sidestep something? Are they being less than perfectly, forthright with all the information? So again, I've been in this industry since 2003, so a long time, many decades. And in the beginning years, right, I'd answer honestly, but it's one of those you don't have the same confidence, the same understanding and skill sets that you have after decades in the business. So understand who you're talking to. So that is kind of the first start is tell me about yourself, right? Hey, Mr. Lender, Mrs. Lender, whoever you are, how long have you been originating loans? Tell me about your experience or your time in the industry. What was your production last year? How many units, dollars and volume? Because they said, man, I did 5 units last year, 5 closings. Were they all purchases? Were they all refi? Versus someone like us, where I can say, man, we did hundreds of closings last year. That again helps you understand just what the dynamic looks like. Tell me about your company. Are you a banker? Are you a broker? Are you a mortgage banker? Because that will tell you, do you underwrite loans in-house? Do you have to outsource that? Do you send it off to third parties? Do you have control? Are you local? What states do you do most of your business in? Have you worked with this selling agent before? Have you worked with the buyer's realtor? Have you worked with them before? How do you know them? How long? How much business do you guys do together? Or how do you know the buyer? Right? How do you know the buyer? And so again, the questions are going to come later about what to ask about the buyer. So that's not here, but that's at least a good question to ask the lender. Tell me about your team, right? Are you a solopreneur? Is it you just you're the one doing all the work? Is it you plus like the Mortgage Mark team? We got folks where they are individual positions that know that this is your job to do this part really, really well. And then we got checks and balances. So we make sure that things go freaking flawless. We cannot have hiccups and mess up. So ask them about their team, their process. If they're solo, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying I'd rather have three eyeballs looking at something than one. And again, if the process is right, the three eyeballs don't slow it down. So that's me. Tell me about your team. Do you have a dedicated processor or do you share one? Do you have a dedicated assistant? Those are all really good questions. As far as communication, now, what can you expect, the listing agent? How will you communicate with me? Is it going to be at milestones? Is it going to be weekly updates? Is it going to be text, email, phone calls? What can I expect and how often? Because once they tell you up front, repeat it, whatever they said. Say, cool. So you said that you'll call me every Tuesday and update me with a follow-up email, correct? In the event that doesn't happen, should I be nervous or worried? Right? Because if you ask these questions up front, it's not even about the answers. Obviously it's a little about the answers, but are they serious? Do they have a process? Like you can kind of get a feel for this. And I promise you this, if you come across as the like hard nose, I know what I'm doing. I'm a listing agent. I'm amazing at my job and I'm a badass. That will intimidate the lender to make sure they step it up. I promise you, the people with the annoying transaction coordinators, the ones that are checking in on a regular basis with us, we pay more attention in terms of communication. It's not that we do a better job for them than we others. I'm just saying, but if I know I got somebody who's really on it, I'll make sure to communicate more so that they don't bug me as much. Because I know that if I communicate as a lender and I over communicate up front, that it would hopefully save me an extra phone call or three or emails from a transaction coordinator that's really on it. So the more you act out proactively up front, it'll save you so many headaches in the back end. Ask them if there is a problem. Will you call me or will it be somebody else on the team? If there's a delay, do you have the authority? Like, what's your title? Are you a loan officer? You branch manager? You an area manager? You're regional? Like, what's your title that says like I can get stuff done, right? I can make things happen. So for example, in my case, Mortgage Mark, I'm a regional, right? So it's one of those like I'm over the region. So yes, I have a lot of power and influence to get things done. I know the process. I know the ops team. I'm technically their boss, so we can get things done. The other questions about just kind of workflow, we've kind of addressed some of these things already about, is it your underwriters? Is it your money when you fund? Tell me about your operations. What are the typical turn times right now? What are you seeing? Like at the taping of this video, rates dipped a little bit last week, and all of a sudden, instead of 2 days underwriting, we're in 3 days. That's okay. It's not a big deal, but I need to know that and communicate with you in case you're thinking it's going to be like same day, 4 hours later. It's just the market's going to ebb and flow on those turn times. So ask what it is right now and what's typical for them. How many days before closing will I get the final CD? What's typical? What's normal? What do I should expect? And then as far as the appraisal, like how long have you been using your AMC? That's the appraisal management company. How long have you been using them? Are they your panel? Are they local? Can we expect an accurate and on-time appraisal? Again, you're not asking about value, but you're asking about an accurate appraisal on time. How long does that usually take? If there are delays, what do you do? So again, all these are great questions to ask. And I'm not saying you have to ask every single one of them, although I probably would, depending on how they answer it. But it's so certainly to give you a good gut feel as far as how good they are at their jobs, how confident they are, how much they know. And again, if nothing else, it sets them up to understand that you know what you're doing and you are the boss. You are the one that are going to make sure that you stay on and make sure things get done. Because if things get rocky, we've all seen it. People go quiet, they don't answer their phones. It's frustrating and annoying. So be proactive, get aggressive, ask them those great questions, and start a great relationship. And understand that, again, you don't always have a ton of options. Depends on the market. During COVID, there were 17. These questions were more important then when you had 17 offers to pick from. If it's a slower market, this may be the only one, but at least coming out of the gate who you're dealing with on the other side. So again, there'll be a subsequent video somewhere around here. We'll put a link for questions to ask about the buyer, but those are the questions you ask about the lender. And I'm telling you guys, I really mean it. If you did this more often, chances are you probably have less troubles and less shaking to the fist in that 11th hour when things come up and the lender's not communicating with you. So I wish you the best. Certainly reach out to us if you have feedback. We're always certainly here to help. If you have questions, the Mortgage Mark team is here to dominate and crush it with you. I hope you have a great day, and certainly reach out to us. And I'd love your feedback if you start doing this, how much it works for you. Thanks for watching. And remember, when you think mortgage, think Mark.